Last two, this is reverse throwing, possibly the most important one. Everything you break down throwing forward, you might say we're building up. See, these are just a straight hit to the accelerators. I'm actually, believe it or not, bless you, I'm actually recreating the exact action as I'm throwing forward. So whatever that track is like for me, I'm doing the same thing. So right about here, my elbow starts to bend a little bit. I relax my shoulder. I get height early. Now, a lot of you guys, because this is hard, are going to do this. You're going to pull your elbow through. You're going to use your big muscle, which is your tricep, and you're going to get a little work at the end. You can do that. It's going to look kind of cool, but you're going to miss it. Versus this. Again, clip this home plate. Now my arm slot is in the right spot. I know mechanically I'm in a good place. Now the last one is going to be forward throwing because that's what I'm about to do, is throw. Now before I do my forward throwing, I can't help it. I have some stretches. I don't do any other stretching, guys, for my shoulders. I don't do any of the old baseball stretches. I kind of get them done here. See, now instead of me forcing my elbow back, this was a good one when I played. I remember instead of me, really jamming and forcing, I can really just relax and let the feet work, get the resistance. Same thing here. It's just nice that I don't have to really do any forcing, just relax and breathe.
So he's letting the core do the work.
Exactly. Now if you do anything in this way, just be careful. I'm just getting a nice internal stretch here on the inside part of the shoulder. In honor of my partner who's not here today. This is the crowd favorite right here. He loves this one. You know, the bottom line is this. This sucker is going to get you in great shape. Look for parts in your body that might be a little tight or sore. Use it to work it out. I'm going to test you guys. How am I doing? You guys in front of me. Everything okay? Where's the clip?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now we're not going to talk a lot of mechanics. I'm going to leave that to Todd. Well, little few things I'll say, every coach that I know would say them, more or less. That's actually a dangerous thing to say. Most coaches. You start saying every, you get in trouble, guys, especially with YouTube.
Yeah, really.
So here's the deal. What I like my guys to do, as simple as this, is keep the head still and keep the eyes level. If you just start to do that alone, good things are going to happen. I'm not going to get into a great bit of detail, but I'm big into this line, which most pitching coaches are into. Yep. The other big thing I'm into is the hands here, and I'm big into, whether you're hitting or pitching, I'm big into loading. Right. So I want to load, and I'm big into extension. Right. So it's pretty simple. So I load, keep the head still, keep the eyes level as long as I can. The head's going to go at some point where it's going to go, but just keep it on there as long as you can, and it's going to keep everything in nice, good harmony.
The face goes in the glove.
And there you go. Now I'll do maybe 15 or 20 like this, and if I'm not pitching in season, but I'm just conditioning, I might do 50 or 60. If it rained for 3 straight days, you can bet I'll be outside. If I was still playing like you guys, I'd probably do 100, 120 a day. This essentially will give you a workout as if you threw. Not threw a little bit, threw a lot. And it's funny because I keep talking to coaches who live in places like Wisconsin and they can't get outdoors in the fall. I keep having the same talk with them, so it's making me want to do an article about this, but they're wondering, what do you do for Vantas when it's cold all fall, all winter? That's exactly what I tell them. Do 3 sets of 50. Throw into a net for an hour. But you gotta get the reps in, guys. The key to arm strength, by the way, is throwing. For the most part. I don't mean throwing on the mound 50 pitches every day. I mean doing the stuff we're gonna do today, throwing. I need about 5 more. You notice the first 10 or 12, I was back there going kind of easy. And in the last 10 or 15, I'm getting a little more aggressive because my arm's opening up. I don't want any surprises when I go out and play catch today. Oh, gotcha.
Alan, one of the questions was, when you're doing your external or internal exercises to get your rotator cuff loose, your tricep, bicep, forearm, you're doing both arms, correct? And then when you, at the end, when you're finishing up and you're doing your throwing exercises, you're only doing your throwing arm.
It's a great question. The answer is, in a perfect world, you absolutely would like to do both arms, but as you know, with practice plans and coaches, we're already stealing 15, 20 minutes, so we basically say do both, do all the dual stuff well, do your throwing arm, and then you can do your other arm. If you have time, you can do your other arm at night, in the morning.
Next day. Okay.
But in a perfect world, there's no doubt you want to do both arms. It's just, you guys understand that? You can do right arm, then you can do left arm. Just trust me, as you guys move up in this game, it's going to get harder and harder to find time to do some stuff. Here's what we're going to do while I get my spikes on. If you guys have anything to drink, we do it today. Josh is going to be on the foul line. I'm going to walk away from Josh, and as I move out, I'm going to tell you why I'm moving out. As I move in, I'm going to tell you when and why I'm moving in. The only two major things you have to remember right now is going out is called the stretching out phase. Stretch, loose, relax, massage, calm, free, you pick a word. That's what I want your shoulder muscles to do, okay? Once we max out, and we'll explain what does that really mean, we're going to come in 10 feet to throw. We're going to maintain that same good stretch as far as we can throw it in a healthy way, mechanically being relatively sound as we come in. That's called the pull down or strengthening phase. And the only thing you got to remember about that is whatever your furthest throw is that day, whether it was 100 feet or 300 feet, is you maintain that effort all the way in. And for most players, that takes about a week or two to really figure out. I'm talking about professionals, every level. This takes a little work to really learn how to trust taking your furthest throw into shorter distances. We have some guys that throw it 360, 370. If you see 360, 370 feet, actually Josh won't be Josh in good shape is not too far from that. When you see that throw at 60 feet, well, you're basically seeing mid to upper 90s. So we like to teach you how to stretch your arm properly, but we also, it's very important to understand how do you translate the stretch and the loose arm action, how do you maintain it into explosion without doing this, and we'll explain how you do it. When we walk out, it's hard, but look at the size of the mound real quick. See that circle? As I walk out, you have to stay within that framework of me walking with me. Now some of you guys it's going to get a little oblong this way. That's okay. But as I walk, your job is just to walk with me. Simple enough? And not get hit by the ball. That's the other one. Okay? All right, here we go. Josh, we're going to left field line. How's that?